I'm here to break down for you exactly how to use public speaking to grow your business. By the end of this video, you're going to know how to strategically pick your topics, get those bookings, structure your talk, all so that you can finally start using your public speaking online and in real life to grow your business. For more super simple and easy to implement business building advice, be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell so you're alerted with new videos every Monday and Thursday. Over the past 18 years, I have helped hundreds of camera-shy entrepreneurs become public speaking rock stars, and I'm going to show you exactly what I show them right now. Number one, you need to pick a topic strategically. Now, a lot of times when we get started as entrepreneurs, there are so many things that we can talk about, and so we get super eager and excited, and we want to talk about all the things, and we try to cram all the things in at once. That works against us because, first of all, it confuses our audience, it clouds over our main messages, and it's hard to pitch yourself when you try to pitch everything. So take a step back before you do that presentation and think strategically about what you want your topic to be. You need to consider three things. The first thing is your PPC, otherwise known as your perfect potential customer or client. You need to think about your PPC's problem and even more so their symptoms. What is the core problem that they're experiencing and how does that show up in their lives? What are the symptoms? Number two, you need to think about the solution that this presentation is going to offer and how that solution ties back to what you ultimately want to sell. What is the product or service that you are going to want to highlight at some point that this solution connects to? And then number three, you want to think about the quick win. How are you giving the audience a quick, actionable aha moment where they're learning something and walking away with something that they can implement that day, giving them that feeling of, oh my gosh, that was incredible. This person is so good at what they do. Look at how much I achieved or how much I got just from this presentation. So the three things: problem, symptom, solution, and quick win. Number two is to book a speaking gig. Now, your speaking gig could be online or in real life. Both are super effective. So in order to book a gig, you have to find places that have gigs in the first place. And whether it's online or in real life, you need to think strategically about that. Who is my PPC and where are they hanging out? Once you uncover that, you want to then go and get the lay of the land. If it's an online community, if it is an in real life community as well, or an event or a panel or a group, whatever that thing is, you want to get the lay of the land. You want to immerse yourself, be a part of it, get to know the community that's involved, get to know the other kinds of content that are being created, and do your part in contributing to this community. When you understand what's going on, you're going to want to connect with the host or the organizer of this group and community and ask if they'd be open to have a conversation. Now, if you haven't already, I recommend you go watch two of my videos. The first one is all about networking, and the next one is all about that perfect sales-free sales call. You may think a sales call is only about selling your products and services, but in this case, remember, you are also selling yourself. Now, once you've got the lay of the land, you understand how this group or community or organization works, you've had a chance to reach out to the host, and now you guys are having a great conversation. One of my favorite ways of asking a question when I want something is to ask if they are open to it. So for example, you might say, are you open to talking about me coming and talking to your community? Are you open to looking at some of my presentation topics to see if they make sense for your group? Are you open is the easiest way for you to bridge the gap from I want something, but I'm not quite sure how to ask for that something. Once you get that green light from the host, they absolutely would love to have you on board and come talk. Great, congratulations. Pick a date, confirm the topic. You've got your first gig. Well done. Step number three is to now prepare your bio and topic description to send off to the gig, to the host of the gig. Now, you're probably going, all right, Lindsay, but at what point am I creating the actual presentation? All right, well, there's a reason I haven't had you make the presentation yet, so hold your horses. We're going to get there. But for right now, I want to go through what you should send to the host. This is something that is often forgotten about and missed and can create some confusion, some frustration for your host if they're trying to track you down. And it also takes the control out of your hands of how you are presented. So first is to make sure that you send a bio, and you want that bio to be relevant to the community you're talking to and the topic you're going to be covering. Number two, send a high resolution headshot. Make sure it's going to look good blowing up on a computer and also small on a phone. Number 3, you want to send a clear topic on what you're talking about. Sometimes we want to get really clever with our topic titles, and we can get so clever that no one has any idea what you're talking about. So make sure that it is clever and fun. Absolutely bring your tone and personality, but also make sure you're actually clear on what you're going to talk about. The next thing is you want to have a description of that talk that the host can then use to spread out to the world and let folks know what you are going to be covering. It is a good idea to always include 3 benefits in that description. Now, I talk a lot about benefits and features. I'm going to talk about it super quick right now. Remember these 2 things right here. Features describe something, benefits talk about what's in it for the person who's engaging with this something. Another way of looking at it is that features tell, benefits sell. The features are going to give you information about what's happening. The benefits are what will draw people in. So when I say to have 3 benefits in this description you send, what I mean is spell it out. What's in it for the participants? So for example, if I were to use this video and I were to say the features are, it's, less than 15 minutes long. It talks about how to do public speaking to grow your business. It features Lindsay Johnson. These are all the features, the details of the thing. But if I talk about the benefits, it's going to be how to not leave money on the table whenever you do public speaking, how to have a really easy strategy to follow so that every time you do public speaking, you walk away with new business. Or you're going to have the confidence to pitch your idea to the person who you want to engage with in a speaking opportunity. You want to think about what are the benefits to the viewer or the attendee to your event, and that's what you want to make sure you include in that description. Once that's all done, put that all together and send it off to the host so that they can then share it with their audience and let the world know that you're coming. And after all is said and done, we now go into step 4, and that is preparing your presentation. Now, if you will have noticed, you have already done a lot of the work already for yourself. We already know where you're talking, who you're talking to, what you're talking about, and the main benefits that you are going to cover. There is the outline of your presentation. I'm going to share with you 6 essential elements that you need to have in your public speaking presentation layout. The first one is that you are, number 1, reiterating the PPC's problem and symptoms. When you connect to your PPC, whether one-on-one, on a sales call, public speaking, in a blog that you write, or a YouTube video, when you call out the problem that they're experiencing or the symptom, they are going to have that instant rapport and connection with you because they're going to go, this person gets it. They get what I'm going through. I need to listen to what they have to say. So the very first element you want to make sure that you touch on is the problem and symptoms your PPC are experiencing so they know they're in the right place and you are here to help them. Number 2 is where you lay out what you're going to talk about. Let them know a couple of points of what you're going to cover. Let them know any expectations. If this is meant to be an interactive presentation, spell that out. Let them know that they are able to ask questions as you go. It's really helpful for you yourself to also organize your thoughts. I like to do around 3 points in a presentation. If it's longer, if it's a workshop, you maybe will do 5 points, but I usually stick around 3 main points. It will coincide with those 3 main benefits you already laid out in that topic description. So when you are in your public speaking engagement, it's great to back it up with numbers and facts and what are the main points, but what's really going to hit it home is by sharing a story, whether it's your own personal story or examples of other people. You want to share a story to back up and reinforce your points. Number 4 is to include some sort of takeaway and actionable item. So it's really, really important when you are doing presentations that you don't leave people hanging. You don't blow their minds with new information and then not give them something to implement in their lives. They have come to you because they want help with the problem that you've promised to solve. So give them something tangible that they can take into their lives. This is generally going to be something really easy and simple. Again, we don't want to overwhelm. We don't want it to be too much. We're thinking about that quick win. What is the quick win I can give them when they walk out the door that they can experience in the next 24 hours? Number 5 is to make sure that you have some sort of call to action. I cannot tell you how many new entrepreneurs I see totally miss this. They are so focused on the presentation and delivering that wow factor, which I want you to do, but they completely forget to have some sort of next step for you, a call to action so people can engage with you. So you want to decide this before you walk in that door. Are you sending them to your lead magnet? Are you creating something special just for them? Do you simply want them to follow you on social or book a call with you? Think about the appropriate call to action that's going to make sense for this specific topic and make sure that it is included. It's on your slides, it's in your handout, on your worksheet. You've got it somewhere where people can see it and that you are talking about it at that point in your presentation. And then finally, number 6, thank everyone. Thank the host for having you. Thank the guests for bringing their all and giving your attention and time to be there with you. Be gracious and make sure to remember to say thank you. All right, I know you're getting super revved up and you cannot wait to start pitching your new public speaking idea. Before you do that, I'm going to comment below and tell me your favorite topic that you could talk about all day, every day. We're not done yet. I'm now going to tell you my 5 favorite tips for increasing engagement during your public speaking presentation. Number 1 is to get there early and mix and mingle with the attendees. And yes, this can work both in real life and online. Now, I'm going to tell you the great thing with mixing and mingling beforehand is it accomplishes a couple of things. Number 1, it allows you to calm your own nerves. It allows you to get to know the people in that room or behind that screen so you don't feel like you're talking to a bunch of strangers and just kind of guessing. You know the names and the reasons that people are there. The other great thing about knowing the names of people and why they're there is it allows you to pull in their examples as you're talking. For example, if I was doing, let's say, a networking presentation and I had been connecting with people beforehand and getting to know them and asking them what they love or hate about networking. And if I keep hearing from people that they feel like it's really cheesy and icky, guess what? That'll be one of the first things that I talk about. Which leads me to point 2, which is ask questions. Now, if you are in a large setting, you're probably going to say, raise your hand if. If you're in a smaller group, you can talk to people directly if you've already gotten to know them and what their problems are or why they're there. So back to my networking example, I might say, hey, so-and-so, I know that we talked about how sometimes you feel that networking is icky. What about everybody else? Anyone else feel that way? Again, it allows you to get that engagement going, and even more so by looking around and asking people and pointing. You're not just getting engagement between you and them, you're getting engagement between the participants themselves. And that's when things get really fun because now it feels like the whole room is collectively a part of and co-creating this experience. It's not just about you. And that brings us to point 3, which is share your stories. Again, remember that when you share your stories, you are bringing yourself off of that platform and down to the same level as everybody in that room. You're creating that equal energy, that co-created experience by letting folks know that, yeah, I've been there too, and this is what I've learned, and this is what I went through. You're creating that relatability where people are able to see themselves in your stories. There's that connection that's happening, and that's going to increase engagement, but it's also going to really open people's hearts to hear even more what you have to share and how they can apply these same principles to their own lives. Let's talk now about point 4, and that is to bring down the wall between you and your audience. Make lots of eye contact, smile, laugh, point, use names, engage with the audience. Talk to so-and-so over here and then so-and-so over there. Get that flow going that we talked about. And remember that there is no wall. Even on a computer screen, you can break that wall down by using names, by using real examples, by connecting, by sharing, by making eye contact. Remember that if you're on your computer, you are looking at the camera, not down at yourself. That's the simplest trick that you can do to feel like people are making eye contact with you. Look at the camera. But there you have it. Make eye contact, smile, point, laugh, use names, just break that wall down and get in there and have a good time. And that brings us to my final point here. Number 5, to increase engagement, is to bring your whole self to this presentation. Listen, I break out in hives when somebody comes on stage and they have all the right hand gestures and their voices come up and then they come down and they pace at just the right moments. Oh my gosh, I break out in hives. That's not my style. I get that's some people's style, and if it is, go for it. But you don't have to do that. You can just be a goofy, silly, whoever you are. If you're serious, be serious. If you're light, be light. Bring your whole self, because here's the thing. Just like in anything else in this world, whether it's having friends or finding a new job or a romantic partner or building a business, people will do business with you because they know you, they like you, and they trust you. In order for people to know you, they have to see you. In order for them to like you, you have to be present and you have to be engaged with them and you have to be likable. In order for them to trust you, there has to be that wall that gets dropped down and that sense of, I really know this person. And this public speaking is such a great way to do that because you're sharing stories, because you're getting to know people, because you're putting yourself out there, being vulnerable, showing them how brilliant you are, and you're not getting into this rigid, stuck way of presenting. You're bringing your whole self and you're having a fun time, which leads us to number 6, the strategic follow-up. And I want you to burn this into your brains. Your presentation isn't done until you have sent those follow-up emails. And here's how you set that up. So we've already talked about the lead magnet, right? How folks can continue that next step with you, whether you create something unique and special for them just for this presentation, or it's your general lead magnet. You've already talked about it. You've already laid the foundation. So you want to make sure that you have that sign-up sheet available. If it's in real life, you can have a physical sign-up sheet. You could also just create a more general sign-up sheet on your website. Have a special landing page that's maybe not tied to your lead magnet if that's not what you're doing, but it can be more general. And I like to ask these couple of questions. First of all, name and email. That's a given. And then I have a checkbox. Do you want to get added to my list? Do you want to book a call with me? So I always ask those 2 questions, and you can play up the word choice of how you phrase those, but it lets you know right away, okay, yes, this person wants to be added to my list. Boom, boom, boom. I can add them. Number 2, yes, they want to book a call. Great. I can send them that link. So that's how we get a little more active, a little more proactive in this following up process. We're not just leaving people hanging. We're taking that first step by making it easy for us to get their contact information and get on that call with them. From there, you send out those thank you emails, and it's really simple. Thank you so much for attending. You might want to reiterate the main takeaway or actionable. Here is the thing I promised to send. Please click here to book a call. I can't wait to connect with you. That's it. Done and done. Our whole purpose when we are building a business is to get our PPCs on the call with us so that we can talk about where they're at, where they need to go, what we do, and if there's a potential to do business there. So there you go. You've got your topic, you've got your gig, you've got your presentation, you got your follow-up strategy. So what's next? All right, if you haven't already, guess where I'm going to send you right now. I want you to click below and go to my 4 business building basics every new entrepreneur needs to know. For even more support, come and join my Facebook group, the Rad Connectors community, for oodles of free workshops and trainings and online hang. We're going to keep this learning train going with 2 more videos that I think you should watch next, and that is my 5 networking tips and my how to get your dream clients on a sales call videos. Go watch those. If you like this video, remember to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with your business besties. Until next time, friends, it was a blast. Happy connecting. I will see you online.